Over 1 billion people, or 50% of the world's population, live with some form of a disability. The estimated number of children with disabilities between the ages of 0 and 18 ranges between 93 million and 150 million.
Children between the ages of 6 and 11 make up the largest group of students receiving special education today, while children between the ages of 12 and 17 make up the second largest group of those receiving special services.
Young people with disabilities are amongst the most marginalized and poorest of the world's youth. They are routinely excluded from most educational, economic, social, and cultural opportunities.
In a 2006 UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, it was declared that children with long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments should enjoy the same human rights and freedoms as other children.
96% of general educators have taught or are currently teaching students with disabilities.
Why are we advocating for push-in services? We're advocating for push-in services to make teachers and administrators aware of the benefits of this type of service. While we understand that sometimes it may be in the student's best interest to be pulled out of the classroom for certain services, we want to push towards more services to be implemented in the classroom. Why is this important? This is important because when students are pulled out for services, they're missing instructional time and subjects like art, music, and PE. And these subjects are as important as math, science, and literacy to a child's development. With push-in services, the students will not feel different or uncomfortable for having to leave the classroom. And providing services in the classroom gives teachers and service providers an opportunity to collaborate together. The teacher can learn from the provider and incorporate some of the techniques and services throughout the day, even when the service provider is not present. If your school provides primarily pull-out services, one idea we have for you is to have the service provider explain specifically why the student needs to be pulled out of the classroom to receive the services. If the reason does not provide substantial evidence that the student cannot receive these services in the classroom, then the services from there on should be pushed in.
We are advocating for pushing services into the classroom such as instructional support, physical therapy, and other related services. Push-in providers work closely with students in the general education classroom, bringing instruction and any materials necessary to the student without taking them out of the learning environment.
Who is our target audience? Our target audience is both early childhood teachers and administrators. We believe those professionals have the power and knowledge to create this type of change in their own schools and or districts. We may also advocate for push-in services in other schools or to other education professionals. While we are advocating to the audience, some services will enhance a special needs student's capacity to interact with others, thus promoting the development of better social skills. In turn, the development of social skills will increase the capacity of students to interact with their teachers. Services will improve the capability of special needs learners to deal with various situations, thus increasing their collective emotional intelligence.
Hi guys, my name is Deanna. My major is elementary teacher education with a concentration in middle school social studies. I will also be getting my master's degree in special education. I also believe in pulling students into the classroom and bringing in those special ed teachers and having kids work in a whole group setting. I've seen it be really beneficial for these students at one-on-one with the teacher in the back of a classroom, and seeing them raise their hand and get the answer right is just the most fulfilling thing a teacher can see. I'm a firm believer of inclusive classrooms. I've seen them work. I love how they work.
Hi, my name is Alexa Badula, and I'm an early childhood education major here at the University of Delaware. My first time learning about push-in services was about 1.5 years ago in one of my classes, and I was a bit confused and concerned about the topic, and I wasn't quite sure how I would go about this when I was a teacher myself, but last semester I had the opportunity to work in a really great school and a really great classroom that provided push-in services for the students who needed it. 8 out of the 11 students in the class actually had IEPs, and most of them were receiving the services inside the classroom. Seeing this firsthand was absolutely amazing. Not only did the students benefit, but so did their peers, their teachers. Everyone involved was really interactive and really working to meet the child's needs.
Hi, my name is Brandon Rosenblatt, and I'm an early childhood education major with a minor in disability studies at the University of Delaware. And I'm here today advocating for pushing services for children with disabilities in the educational setting. I have extensive experience working with individuals with disabilities in all age ranges and with varying types of disabilities. I can say that pushing in specialist services is more beneficial than pulling a student out of the classroom setting. It promotes key areas in development such as social skills and interacting with other students in the class from the push-in service activities that the specialist provides. This will also help build key life skills such as those social skills that will increase the quality of life for that individual.
I am an assistant professor here at the University of Delaware in the Early Childhood Education program. My background is in special education, so I'm a former special educator and paraprofessional. The grades I taught were self-contained emotional and behavior disabilities, grades K through 5, and I'm also taught in 4th grade program. Including students through push-in is definitely a positive for the classroom environment. Research shows that in including students through push-in services, we're reducing some of the stigma around some of the special services that students need, and it also provides the student an opportunity to generalize. For example, if we're working with students around speech and we're able to incorporate the speech within the classroom setting, then that gives them an opportunity to use some of the skills that we're teaching them as part of speech with their classmates. And in the end, that's what we want. We're teaching students these skills so that they're able to access those skills and use them with their classmates and with just the general society, their parents, friends, etc. So providing them opportunities to learn those skills within those environments is of course going to strengthen their ability to then be able to do so independently once they've mastered those skills. So I am pro push-in, and I hope that you are too.
Hi, my name is Elise Colomb. I work in the Human Development and Family Sciences Department at University of Delaware, but I used to be a special education teacher. One thing that I really appreciated as a special education teacher when I was pushing into classrooms was that I felt that it was less stigmatizing for my students with IEPs, and it was more natural for them to receive their services inside the classroom. In addition, when I was pushing in, I could also include other children who didn't have IEPs but were working on similar goals, and that was just helpful for the classroom teacher too. So the students with IEPs weren't really sticking out. It was more so anyone who needed help was getting help by either me as the special ed teacher or the regular ed teacher as part of the rotation. Another part about the push-in model that I found really helpful was just the fact that you really worked more with the IEP team, and we provided more cohesive services. And it wasn't just the regular and the special ed teacher. When I had OTs pushing in or speech language pathologists pushing in, it was a really great opportunity for me to learn more strategies. Instead of just having 5 minutes of speech here, or 10 minutes of OT here, 5 minutes with a special ed teacher, we really were giving them services throughout the whole day, because the regular ed, the special ed, the OT, and the speech, we were all on the same page and all learning from each other. I really hope that you try it. If nothing else, just give it a shot, and I hope you enjoy the push-in method. Thanks.